Okay, lied to you about the previous last one. This is the last one. Couple things I want to look at. I've got most of all your stuff graded. We'll have that all done by the end of the day today. Also, we'll do your class participation today for how much you worked on the message boards. That'll go in. So by sometime by the end of the day today, which is Thursday, you should have up to 350 points, and you can base your total on that. Then you'll know. Look at the chart on the syllabus of what you need to get an A or B or C or whatever. So we'll have a total of 450 points. So I want to just go over some of the I've got the test written here on my other computer, and I'll post it soon also. But I just wanted to go over some of the things on the test, and let's do some of the questions. So some of the things we want to talk about. Remember, we watched the Sportscaster and the lesson we learned from that. Remember about commission for an advertising salesperson. Remember about the difference between promotions and sales and what the responsibilities of a sales manager are and news director are. Um, Remember that it's great to have local news, why that is. Um, Remember we talked about ethical situations sometimes that news departments go in. Remember when about ratings and sweeps. Remember that news stations are money makers. Remember about ratings, all the things about government agencies that we have, what the president's involved with in the FCC, what the Department of Justice does. Remember those slides we looked at about changes in news. Also go back to the FCC. We'll have those Pew Research questions. We want to look at those. Um, that difference between leadership and just managing. Again, more questions about the fairness doctrine. Remember Rush Limbaugh's involvement in the fairness doctrine. Uh, Remember our question about salaries in local media. Um, Remember we talked about that elections are good for business. Um, Let me look here. Uh, Remember what we talked about the least and most important parts of a newscast are. Um, Again, back to sales. What kills most salespeople? Um, Again, back to the community aspect of things like message boards. Uh, Here again, remember the video we watched about the early stages of the internet and how it worked with um, newspapers and how communities and those things. Um, and I think we showed you something about the Fox News and the online staff. We may throw that out. Let me get back because we get towards the end of that. Let me get finally just some other questions that we have that I've got written down on a little sheet of paper that I kept throughout the last week of the semester. That is, oh, don't know why that's up there. I'm going to close that out. Now we're way off. Remember about local television. Um, Remember about salespeople basically have to eat what they kill. Remember the difference between sales oriented and marketing oriented. Remember which medium is most reliant on local ad revenue. Remember how salespeople get paid draw against their commission. Again, the difference between inventory. Remember about make goods if you don't deliver on what you said you're going to deliver. Remember how cable companies sell advertising. Remember what goes into co-op advertising, how car dealers use that, how they come on co-op they have accruals. Remember about cold calls. Remember again, harder than it looks. Remember multimedia journalists. Um, Remember about being prepared. And then again, we'll go back to all those things about circulation revenue. Remember how legacy media is using social media and what they're not using. All of our chapters are over there in the PowerPoint. Everything should be able to be looked up. Do great on this test. Thank you for attendance this semester. Make good decisions. If you're going to do something crazy this summer, remember your parents and others that think highly of you, and just make good decisions. Thank you again for your participation in the class. Let's get that test posted.